Are you looking to stay informed about what's going on in Madison without the media spin? Well, here's the latest news from the Wisconsin Assembly Chambers brought right into your home, directly from the office of your representative, who truly values his constituents' feedback and in always working hard on the issues that matter to you. Welcome to the Ramthun Report.
Hello fellow Patriots, welcome to our 30th episode, and this week comes with some explanations into the actions our office has taken this week. Our hot topics include an in-depth explanation into Representative Ramthun's Truth Revealed press release on the WEC, a breakdown into our recent press release about the lack of movement in the audit execution, and lastly, we remind everyone about the recent call to action and how you can help get this effort moving forward. So here's Representative Ramthun with an in-depth explanation into what our Wednesday press release was addressing.
Hello everybody, today is the Ramthun Report number 30 on the docket. I wanted to run a couple of things past you all from this week. We had a press release go out yesterday, Wednesday the 15th. It was titled Truth Revealed, and it spoke at the exposure of what I was concerned about officially on August 11th, which was when Dominion and/or ES&S machine makers for our voting machines want to do upgrades to the units. What is the effect on the data? All data that hits the voting machine is captured on the hard drive. All data. At the end of the voting process, a thumb drive is inserted into the machine, and only the ballot data is removed from the disk or copied from the disk to the thumb drive. The ballot data is the only data that is saved. When the machine maker comes in with these machines that have either internal modems or internal routers, which means they're accessible to the internet by any device that can access the internet up to and including a cell phone, the upgrade they perform replaces the image, the old image or the current image on the machine, with a new image. The image on the drive that was there with other data like log file data, which shows any activity with the machine, who logged into it, who accessed it, who got exposure to the drive data, what Internet protocol address, IP address, Internet protocol address, which is anything that can connect to the internet, leaves an address when it accesses the machine, whether it's be your cell phone or another computer or whatever. When did they do this access? Time and date stamps are included. What did they physically do? Where did they go on the disk? It shows the footprint and path. Did they upload something? Did they download something? It shows all the activity on that machine. So when the voting process is over and only the ballot data is taken off the drive and everything else is scrubbed, you lose audit trail data that could be forensic in the case of an investigation that determines what may have happened with that machine and its information, including the ballot data. So when I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I hear that Dominion machines are having modifications made to them and the log file data is deleted in that process and replaced with a blank file, I was alerted on August 11th and I said, hey, we have to stop this because it's affecting the probable outcome of a probable investigation by probably deleting this information. That's what the press release was about, because in the WEC meeting on the 9th, it was confirmed by the manufacturer that they do in fact only save the ballot data. They do not save anything else, and it is deleted when the upgrade occurs. So vindication for those like myself who were concerned about the potential loss of data. If anyone has questions about anything else regarding this, please contact my office, because comments on informational expressions from me to the majority of the people, like 99% of them who want to see this truth, are getting kind of tired of your noise. So if you want, bring the noise here. In fact, schedule some time with me in my office, or I'll meet you at yours, okay? We'll have a conversation about this, because your continuation of your perspective is falling on deaf ears. I'm only talking about it because I'm trying to help you from embarrassing yourself further. You guys make yourself look kind of silly when you keep asking the same silly questions that have no relevance to the point. The point is, data is being lost. It's been proven. Case closed. Okay. What we have to do is stop that from happening, because when investigations involve these machines happen, if it doesn't happen pretty soon, the data is going to be gone. And they're going to say, see, nothing here, nothing here. Well, it's because it was all deleted. Not that there wasn't anything nefarious that happened or illegal that happened. It's gone because they made sure they covered their tracks. What else do you need to know? That's it. Thank you.
We certainly have seen all the resistance to finding the truth, and hope to see those who wish to discredit our efforts take up Representative Ramthun's offer for a visit to our office. Now we can get into the Friday press release, which points out the timeline of events that brought us here and address what's holding things up.
Item number 2 for this week's Ramthun report, relative to election integrity. I have been concerned about the lack of movement in this process. I've been concerned about the lack of leadership. I've been concerned about the organizational layout of what is being spoken about as one of the 3 options to help us understand what happened in November of 2020, on the 3rd, before, during, and after. Another press release for this week talks at the lack of movement in the audit execution, and I speak specifically at the sequential events of announcement that we have a special counsel role on the 25th. I moved of June. On the 15th of July, I put out a press release asking for something more definitive to be done with our audit process. The chair of campaign and elections, Janelle Branchin, put out subpoenas to Brown County and Milwaukee County on August 11th. As I mentioned previously, I had put out the concern about the machine access being affected by these upgrades. And what bothers me about the process to date is the lack of communication with the chair of campaign and elections, the action against or for rather, the subpoenas that she's put in place. If they're not quite right, if there's something technically wrong, that should have been known the day of or the day after that she submitted them, like 5.5, 6 weeks ago. And that should have been corrected and then resubmitted perhaps to get them signed so they could be executed. To issue subpoenas is one thing, to authorize them is another, and nothing's happening with these for 5.5, 6 weeks. It's a major delay, and people wonder why things aren't getting done. Technicality should never be a reason for delaying something that's necessary, especially in this case with an audit. I basically am to a place now where if delays continue to happen with the special counsel element of an audit that is supposed to be representing the assembly, but I don't think that's the case, at least it isn't with me, because we were never consulted as a body. What we need to see is the third element, the campaign and elections committee, which is made up of elected officials, not bureaucrats or independent, unelected individuals. It's made up of elected people whose focus is supposed to be campaign and elections. I think the resource is a good idea, actually. The special counsel functional position is a good idea to add to the campaign and committee chairperson's responsibilities, so that individual can oversee that person's doings and goings and give them the task of things that the campaign and elections committee needs for that person to do transparently, so that there's openness and understanding of who's doing what and when and why, and it wouldn't cost, in my opinion, what it would be currently, which is $680,000. I find it difficult to align to anything but the campaign and elections chair's committee, and to know that we have delivery of services within that group and from that group is the only way we'll have transparency and truth to get the openness that we need to get the audit done with an independent contractor that can come in and address our ballots, our machines, and our routers, our chain of custody issues, our voter lists, the whole 9 yards. That's what makes up the full forensic physical cyber audit. It's the comprehensive, anything that touches the election process. And I mentioned in last week's Ramthun report, if you put the yellow tape around that, anything that affects the election process should be part of what the audit focus should be on. The LAB audit is not that way. I don't know what the second audit is with the current alignment with the special counsel, but I do know that the momentum that the campaign and elections committee and its chair had to this point had the subpoenas been signed, we'd be a lot further along with investigation. We probably would even have some answers by now. But the delays leave me with no choice but to suggest that all other efforts are wholly insufficient and obstructionist in nature. And that's my quote. It's in my press release, and I wanted to let people know why I put it out, because the rhetoric is concerning to me. The delays and things getting done is very concerning to me. We don't have time. Time is not a friend to any of us with this. And as soon as the information comes from Arizona, which I understand will be very soon, it will be very revealing for us, and hopefully that will accelerate some movement here in Wisconsin. It's too bad we got to wait for other people to show us the light, because there's been influence and push to do that. It just hasn't been heard. But I'll never stop expressing the desire for it. That's what I'm here for. Thanks much. Bye now.
We feel like it's important to shed light into the way that things have happened, and hopefully we will get some answers. Lastly, we remind you of our call to action so we can get this effort moving forward.
Last item, ladies and gentlemen, is to just remind you all that we have 45 counties currently now confirmed with signed forms from the GOP county parties requesting a full forensic physical cyber audit. And we'll have number 46 by this evening with Marinette County. The map will be included in the presentation again today on where we're at from a state perspective. So 46 out of 72 counties officially by this evening. If you live in any of those counties and you would like to know who your representatives are and your senators are that you can reach out to encourage them to get on board and join the fight, not just with you, but with their county party as well, their GOP county parties, give my office an email, rep.ramthun@legis.wisconsin.gov. Tristan will put it on the screen for you. And let us know what you need from us, and we'll send you all the information that you need to know of and who to address it with by letting my office know. Any questions or comments, we're here 24/7. If I'm not physically here, my voicemail will take it and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks much for your time. Have a great weekend. God bless.
It's time to take action. Remember to check the links below and send us an email telling us what county you are in. Our office will send you your county's letter of support and instructions on what you can do to help. Let's do this together, fellow patriots. That said, this concludes our 30th episode of the Ramthun Report. Remember to share this content with as many of your fellow patriots as possible. Together, we can truly restore the principles of a government of, by, and for the people. We will see you next week. God bless you and yours always.